similarity between the real you and the Deadpool? And what do you think the most important things to talk like Deadpool is a lot of trash talk in the movie?
Yeah. My wife says sometimes, she asks me if who's speaking, is it Deadpool or is it Ryan? I feel Deadpool is something that I sort of can turn on. It's kind of like an alter ego, and it's been that way for 10 years, and that's why I've been so desperate to get this movie made. It's sometimes I wonder if it's Deadpool playing Ryan Reynolds or if it's Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool. So the role for me was kind of a match made in heaven. And then the second question you had was what? What was the second?
The first was the similarity, and then what do you feel like about playing this role?
Oh, the trash talk.
Yeah. The most important thing to talk trash talk, like Deadpool, a lot of trash talk in the movie.
Well, Deadpool has a certain way of speaking, and it's fast, and it's vile sometimes, and a little bit vulgar, but at the same time, there's something in there that's heartfelt as well. I mean, most of his humor is filtered through pain. And that's something that we felt was very important in the film, because if he's just this guy who's funny the whole time or making jokes the whole time, the movie wouldn't really hold together as well. So we really needed to ground him to set him free later in the movie. So.
Thank you very much, Shishie. On those lines, can I ask a question? Because so much of the movie, when you're watching it, I mean, it sounds like it's ad-libbing. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's a lot of ad-libbing.
It can't be written in the script, right? So much of it, how much freedom did you guys have?
There was complete freedom. I mean, the movie was greenlit by the studio, 20th Century Fox, that for 10 years they've been telling us no. And I think they just got so sick of us asking that they finally said, go ahead and make your
They're like, just
movie.
Do whatever.
Yeah, here's just enough to make the movie, now leave us alone. And we were thrilled, so we just went and got to do our own thing. So there was nobody who was policing us or telling us what we can or can't do. Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. He's very meta. He's very, he knows
the camera.
Yeah, so there's a few things that the studio got a little upset with a couple of times. They would look at the footage every once in a while, and there were a few scenes where I made specific mention to studio executives by name, and they didn't like that. So that got cut out of the movie very quickly.
Yeah, I don't think that flies.
No.
But like lines like saying, "Oh, you didn't have enough X-Men. There's no budget." That's funny.
Oh yeah, that was just an ad-lib on the day. I was so happy they used it, but it was just a little, because that's what was happening. We didn't have enough money for any other X-Men.
The whole house was empty.
Just the two. Yeah, it was just the two X-Men.
Next question over there. 我们拿着麦克风，好不好？我们的工作人员拿着麦克风。Good morning.
Hi, morning. I'm Sandy from Popcorn, and you mentioned the pros and cons of being a superhero in the movie, but we actually want to know what are the pros and cons, like 3 each, for being Ryan Reynolds.
Wow.
And also, we have another question. Did you get hurt in the last fight scene with the axes and the katanas?
Okay. The pros and cons of being me.
Yes.
Are there cons?
There's some. There's a few, sure. One of the pros of my job, and I say this often, is that I get to go to places around the world that I've always wanted to see, and I get to come and also interact with the people. Taipei, for example, I was supposed to come yesterday, not the day before, but they let me come a day early so I can actually go see the place as opposed to just showing up and doing a press conference and leaving. I don't ever want to be one of those actors. I want to actually sort of embrace some of the culture. So that's a big pro. Another pro is I get to do what I love for a living. You can't really put a price on that. It's a job I've done for 26 years now. And 99% of the people I work, 99% of the people in my profession are out of work. So 99% of my peers don't have jobs. So I know how lucky I am to work in this industry, and I love it. Another pro is
cuss at work.
I do get to cuss at work. Actually, that is true. I get to say whatever I like when I'm shooting, but at home, not so much.
So the cons of Ryan Reynolds are home-based.
No, I love that. I guess the biggest con is that sometimes you do this job. I have to travel a lot, and I don't get home. I have a 1-year-old baby at home, and
that's kind of tough.
I love her more than anything on earth, and it's tough. It's tough being away from the family, and I would say another con is that sometimes it's a little, you have to really kind of walk that line with the privacy issues, and those sorts of things can be a little tricky. But I never want to complain about them because I know I hear other actors complain about that, and I just think, you know, man, 99% of the world would trade places with you in a heartbeat. No one wants to hear, you know, how you can't, you know, go to a grocery store.
I think 99 would be an understatement. It might be 99.99.
Or maybe less. I think that would be even more hopeful. So, you know, that can be a little challenging sometimes, and I would say that's about it for cons.
I'm sure the traveling is pretty tiring too sometimes.
Yeah, the traveling is tiring, but it's also wonderful. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, good question. Next question over there. 下一个问题，我们等到拿了麦克风。好，这边 right here.
Hi, this is Alyssa from News. And so,
everybody speaks English. I'm just gonna go because there's really no use for me anymore. Okay, thank you.
So there's a poll about who has the greatest ass, and you're competing with.
There's a poll.
Yeah,
who has the greatest
on
ass?
internet.
Oh, on the internet.
And
okay.
My mom is listening to this.
Your mom voted 57 times.
I'll vote for you.
So disturbing.
And you're competing with Captain America.
Oh,
yes. So
yeah.
I would like to ask you, think your ass are great enough to unseat him?
Well, I don't, you know, Chris Evans, he's Captain America. He has a very powerful ass. So
we might have to have an ass off.
Yeah, an ass off.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Zoolander ass off.
It's actually also an Eastern European last name. No, I have no idea about that, but I'm from Canada, which is America's hat. You know, so I can imagine that we have a slightly smaller ass in Canada.
This might, maybe you have to run it by 20th Century Fox. We might have to do a movie.
Yeah.
Like a comparison.
Yeah.
Captain America versus Deadpool.
Yeah. Two asses, square off.
Yeah. Thank you for the very fine question. Okay, next. We're passing the microphone around. Okay, here we go. Looks like she's taking a vote.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Tricia from Apple Daily, and I want to ask you, what's the fun part and worst part playing Deadpool? Because you are very sweet last night, but in the movie you're kind of like pretty mean.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what's
the great part and the bad part about playing Deadpool?
Well, the great part is that you don't, you know, most people have a filtering system that exists inside their brain that they think something really awful, and then there's this little gateway that says, no, don't say that. Don't say that out loud. With Deadpool, you get to completely ignore that and just say whatever you want. So that's kind of a nice aspect of Deadpool. I think that there really isn't a bad side to it, because Deadpool's an anti-hero. He's not really a good guy, but he's definitely not a bad guy either. So I love playing a character that is morally flexible. That's fun to me, and it's unusual. I mean, in the comic book world, particularly in the Marvel X-Men universe, you know, there's a lot of these movies. They're all such goody two-shoes. They're such good guys, and to have Deadpool out on the scene and to put him out into the world is such a pleasure, because it's so nice to see a guy with, well, forgive the frankness, a guy with some balls out there.
Talking about balls, yesterday we saw the movie, and we said before the movie there's full frontal nudity, even though it's kind of a silhouette. It's like a silhouette, right?
Very little.
Yes, but you know, it's like it's in the fight scene, there's like fire in the back, but there's a scene where you flip over, and I'm like, whoa,
yeah.
What? I just looked at the person next to me. He goes back to my wife, and I went, did you see that? Did you see that?
Chances are she didn't.
Was there...
At home it's the same way with my wife. She's like, did you see that?
Was there props involved? Because there was
no, there wasn't props involved. No, it's the problem is that, you know, we love this action sequence in Eastern Promises, which is a Cronenberg film, where Viggo Mortensen is in this spa in Russia, and he gets into this, he's totally naked, and he gets into this fight with another guy, and I just think that there's nothing more vulnerable than getting into a physical altercation when you're naked. I just feel that that's like, there's something sort of gross about it, and then also something really disturbing about it, and vulnerable. So we sort of took a cue from that. We love that movie, Tim Miller and I, the director. So we said, let's just do this like that. And if there's something about, it's very Deadpool to do it like that as well. So
yeah, it's definitely very Deadpool.
Yeah, so you have to see just a little bit, but not so much that the whole scene becomes about, hey, I see his junk. You want to just You just sort of think you see it. Yeah.
No, we saw it.
Oh, wow.
好，下一个问题 ，next one. The mic is being passed. I think it's over there. Here we go.
Hi, I'm United News reporter, and here's a question for Mr. Reynolds. And my question is, can you talk about the makeup? Because I think this is the first time you have an ugly face, and what's your reaction when you first time saw your ugly face, and how's others' reaction? Thank you.
This is not the first time though, because in 2009 you were in X-Men Origins.
Yes, sir.
As Deadpool, so that was
sort of.
Yeah. You just had no doubt.
That's debatable. Yeah, the makeup was designed by an Oscar-winning makeup artist named Bill Corso, who's he's truly is a genius, and that version is actually pulled back. What we ended up using in the movie was a much lighter version than what we originally wanted to go with. Actually, that was one of the few things the studio said, you know what, his face is too gross. So maybe bring it back a little bit. We did, and it actually, in the end, was kind of nice because we still wanted to humanize him, but you still want to make sure that he feels like he's really lost something in his life, something that would keep him from ever finding love again or anything like that. So, but it's a 4-hour process to just do the face. It's about 6 hours to do the face and the arms, and then in the scene, there's a naked scene in the film where he fights Ajax nude. That took about 8 to 10 hours each day.
Just to do the makeup.
Just to do the makeup, and then you start, a 14 to 15-hour day after that. The crew arrives, so those days are sort of almost like 2 days for me and one, and then for everybody else it's a normal work day. So they're long days. I mean, we had a 26-hour day once.
Wow, that's quite unbelievable. It's 8 to 10 hours just to do the makeup and then 14.
And then to go shoot, yeah, it's tough. You're speaking like you're on acid or drugs or something by the end of the day. It sounds
which is Deadpool.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, fantastic. Next question.
你好，我中天新闻。我想问一下，就是昨天有看到莱恩他在脸书上有 po 跟台湾粉丝的自拍照。那想要问一下，为什么这么特别喜欢台湾粉丝？然后也有在自己的官方脸书跟 Twitter 上，然后有用台湾的时事，然后来预告说这次要来台湾。那这个 idea 是自己想的吗？谢谢。
I'm glad you asked me that. For starting off.
你自己翻译啊。They don't need me anymore. Hey man, no, I'm kidding.
That would be very surprising.
She wants to know that she's very happy that on social media, we saw you on Instagram, we saw you on Twitter, and you've been tweeting and putting all these posts on your IG also about coming to Taiwan and about relationships with the fans here. And you actually took a selfie with a lot of the fans yesterday. She says, how happy are you? What gets you to do these things with these fans? And what drives you to do that?
Well,
specifically why Taiwan, also these Taipei fans.
Yeah, I mean, again, it goes back to just being grateful that I get to come to these places and experience, albeit a very small amount of your culture, but as much as I can absorb in just the short time I'm here. But it's also, I've been a part of this industry for decades, and I've watched, movie stars go to countries, and they sort of tend to stay in the hotel and do the press and then leave and not really interact with people. And I just think that you can do it a little bit differently. There's always, every country has a very specific kind of pop culture ideology. So before I came, I wanted to learn a bit about who's the popular death metal band, who's the this and that, who's the what's happening in their politics, what's going on with that. So and thankfully there are people here that can explain all that to me, and I can learn a bit about it and interact with people on that level, because I think pop culture is one of the most universal languages out there, and the Deadpool character is immersed in pop culture. Pop culture is what drives this character and is what makes him so relatable to everybody all over the world. So I really wanted to make sure that experience was immersive and also part of my journey through Taiwan. So.
Speaking about the culture, did you get to eat stinky tofu yesterday?
No, I didn't, because of the jet lag.
Fantastic. We have a plate right here.
Bring it on. I'll eat it right here. I didn't get to eat it last night, but I'm hoping right after our work today I'll get to go and fully dive in.
Fantastic.
I hear it's not that.
No, it's not that bad.
Everybody said it's just got a bad name.
Yeah, it's
right?
definitely just a bad name. It's right up there with ice cream. It's very good.
Okay, I think you're playing with me now.
Next question over here. Next question. Our mic is being passed around.
Hello.
Oh, there he is.
Tim from China Times. Deadpool is definitely one of the craziest characters.
Can you wave to me? I can't see you.
Right there.
Oh, right there. Okay, yeah, Deadpool's craziest character.
Yeah,
He's also blind.
Yes.
My question is, Deadpool is definitely the one of the craziest characters in comic book history. But you've also said, I quote, I'm closer to this character than any other character I've played. Can you elaborate on why you feel this way?
I wish I could articulate exactly what that is, but I just know this character better than any character I've ever played. I know this character, I think, better than anyone on earth, and I that's why I've been so passionate about it for so long. Is it's like a first language to me. It's just so, it just comes in a way that's not necessarily easy, but it comes in a way that's very clear to me. Unlike a lot of other roles that I might do where you spend a lot more time working in advance of the role. Deadpool for me was, the acting part was the easiest part. Getting the studio to agree was the hard part.
Are you a comic nerd by nature when you growing up?